that presentation of Nathan's Eagle Scouting journey. Thank you for staying with us. I'd like to invite up the segment that I'm very excited about. Nathan Chan himself, the Eagle Scout, will be saying a few words. So come on up. Please welcome him. A lot more people than I thought.
So first of all, thank you for coming. It's really a joy to see you all here. So I want to talk to you guys today about what the Eagle Scout rank means to me. To many, it's an achievement learned through a long, hard process, months of sweat, countless hours of work, and unimaginable amount of cold, wet nights with only a soggy sleeping bag to keep you warm. To others, it is that sweet scholarship, those printed letters on a resume, a higher pay grade in the military. To some, it's about beating the odds, about proving to everyone around them that they could do it, about becoming the 7% who can say they did it. Now, while these are all noble and definitely good translations of what the Eagle Scout rank means, what it means to me is a little different. I grew up in India, homeschooled, and my average day went like this. I would wake up early, 5 or 6 a.m., I would run up the stairs and finish all the schoolwork that I could. By 8 o'clock, by the time I was finished, the world would start to wake up. My parents would get out of bed, we would eat breakfast at 9, and I would have the whole day in front of me. A whole day to discover all that I could. A whole day to make up stories about far-off kings and queens. A whole day to have adventures in the high mountains, aka my brother's bunk bed. A whole day to go on voyages in a pirate ship. A whole day to vanquish monsters never seen before. The world was at my feet, or so I thought. One day my entire life got flipped upside down. Something came at me that I could never see it coming. I was dethroned, my empire taken away from me. I went from becoming the king of my own world to a slave of another. This was my move to the lot. This was also the start of a new adventure, a new quest, yet it would be harder than any quest that I'd experienced yet. My first year was the hardest. Overnight I went from flying spaceships and conquering cities to being forced in a room with others my age, to having to talk to other people, to having school all day and then coming home just to do more of it. So how, many might ask, could I have come this far? Could I have gone from being that homeschooled kid who didn't know how to socialize to becoming an Eagle Scout, to having made the varsity football team, or even to becoming PR on Stuco? I would never have gotten it if not for one thing, and that one thing is all of you. And I can guarantee you that most of you have no idea what I'm talking about, but it is you who have made it able for me to come this far. My first week at the lot, I sat outside alone eating my lunch, and then Hannah Lawrence invited me to eat with her. My first time staying late after school, John Cho invited me to play football with him. My first Boy Scout meeting, Mr. Hoffmeyer worked with me diligently to complete my Eagle Scout rank. My first birthday at the lot, I thought nobody would know or care, but Michaela Steinkamp bought me dark chocolate as a present. It goes far beyond first impressions, however. 9th grade Bible class, Mr. Ron Zeiber went out of his way to make a relationship with me, instead of just teaching the material. Linus Lim inspired me to become the underdog. Mr. Morin took time to have fun with us, whether it was playing cards, having deep talks, or playing with math equations. Alex Rubel was always there whenever I needed to talk or needed a football buddy. Mr. Kilgore was there to mentor me throughout my Boy Scout experience. Ruben Neal was always there to trash talk me whenever Barcelona would lose. Jeremy Wharton pushed me harder athletically and morally. Mr. Roberts took extra effort outside of practice to help me become a better player and a better person. Sungmin Kim was always there to encourage me. Nicholas Kaur came alongside me and became the friend that I could always depend upon. And I could keep going all night with each and every one of you here. Each and every one of you have invested in my life. You have poured your wisdom, your kindness, your love, everything that you have into me. And that is the reason that I was able to get this far. But the reason that motivated me to keep going is to be like you. I want to pour into your lives as you all have poured into mine. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." When you all showed me that moment of kindness, when you showed me that one act of mercy, when you gave me that 1 ounce of wisdom, you inspired me to make the change in my life to be a little more like you. You inspired me to become the change that I wish to see in the world. You inspired me to pour into other people's lives as you all have poured into mine. One thoughtful act can change the world in more ways than you can imagine. A tourist sat in a coffee shop in India and chose to share the good news of Jesus Christ with my dad, and boom, over 3 decades later, my parents have led thousands of people to Christ, started hundreds of churches, and had 4 kids. An innkeeper decided to let a couple stay the night in their stable, and the king of the universe was born as a man. A man allowed himself to be killed on a cross, and humanity was shown mercy from above. One missionary family, simply wanting to educate their children, started a small school in Dalat, Vietnam, and now we all stand here tonight, almost 80 years later, in the wake of their decisions. It is easy to say that we have to be the change that we want to be, but it is not easy to be the change. Being the change does not start by dropping everything to go surf in the middle of Africa, or to go to the kampung and start passing out money. Being the change does not mean being the extreme. Being the change starts with Jesus. To be able to change the world in a great way, you have to look at how he came to change the world. You must look to the greatest man to have ever walked the earth, and the greatest God. Jesus came down from heaven as a lowly carpenter. He did not start off with huge miracles. He did not start off by curing thousands or feeding countries or punishing the cruel. The Boy Scout slogan says, "Do a good turn daily." And what we often forget is that Jesus spent the first 30 years of his life without performing a miracle, without feeding thousands, without even being baptized. The majority of his life was spent not doing the extreme. So what did he do those first 30 years? Being the change starts with our everyday actions, about going through each day, each interaction, each thought with one thing in mind, and that is being the most upright person that we can be, about following certain sets of moral codes and standards, things like the Scout Oath and Scout Law, about doing what we believe in, but more importantly, about imparting what we believe in to others, because that is the greatest impact that we can have in the world. And this is what being an Eagle Scout means to me. Not the perks that come with it, not the title on my resume, not the letter from the president, but the Eagle Scout rank symbolizes change. It symbolizes the power of change that one person can bring. It symbolizes that one gentle act of kindness can spark thousands to action. So thank you all for showing me how to do this, for proving to me that there is more to gain in giving than receiving. But most importantly, thank you to my family. To Aaron, man, it actually sucks not having you around anymore. I miss you so much all the time. And even though I probably don't tell you enough, I really enjoy having you around. I'm really proud of you. Your story is the single most powerful story of transformation that I know. And your friendship throughout the years is the most powerful one that I could ever have. I have always looked up to you, and I will keep looking up to you. So thank you for being my brother, thank you for being my role model, and thank you for being my friend. To Anna, you're right. Anna, you're such a beautiful girl. You are the strongest, most talented girl I know, but you are also one of the most caring girls I know. You will never cease to amaze me. I know God has great things planned for you, and I will always be praying for you, Anna. I will pray for you to find your passion. I will pray for you to find what you truly care about. Because once you find that, nobody is going to stop you from achieving that goal. But most importantly, I pray that you will always be shorter than me. Thank you for being the light in my life, Anna. To Jaden, you're such a goofball. I love everything about you. I love that I can still play with you. I love that you're never shy with me. You will always talk to me about your day, and you will never resist to share a laugh. Jaden, your personality, the joy that you bring into the room, has made being your brother so fun. Now I know whatever God has in store for you, you will have the most amazing adventure capturing that goal. So thank you for making being your brother so amazing, so exciting, and thank you for your consistent Fortnite dance moves. To my dad, you're the biggest role model in my life. Your hard work and passion for what you do is beyond fathomable. Your ability to connect with other people is simply brilliant. But most of all, your strength is what I admire most. You have gone through so much in your life, yet you have stood fast. You have withstood the avalanche, Dad. You will always be a solid rock, and you are such a powerful example of how God can come by your side and really lift you up on his shoulders. You are the reason that I always strive to be better than I am. So thank you. To my mom. There's so much to say about my mom, I don't even know where to start. My mom would go around the moon and back for me. She would dance for me at my graduation, dab in front of all my friends. She would even put on a night as amazing as this, and intricate as this for me. I could never have asked for a better mom. She has encouraged me always, supported me always, and tolerated me always. She is the reason that I'm up here on the stage tonight, both literally and figuratively. But most importantly, she will always be there for me, whether I'm halfway across the world or standing right next to her. Thank you for everything, Mom. I love you. I want to ask you all to leave here tonight with something. Please do not leave empty-handed. You all have spoken in my life, and I will carry that forever. I will carry that into the grave with me, and for all and after. So thank you all. Now remember the impact you had on me, and now go impact the world.